Welcome back. You're watching live from Paris on France 24. It's time now for Media Watch. James Creedon's here with us in the studio. Good evening to you, James.
Good evening, Laura.
Now, James, I do not need an American study to tell me that people are getting more addicted to Facebook and all the rest of those.
Well, you have
sites.
it anyway.
But I'm going to have one
to
anyway.
confirm what we already knew, right? This was done by the University of Chicago's Booth School of Business, and it's determined that it's amongst the toughest to resist temptations.
It's Facebook and Twitter, is it?
Facebook, Twitter, social media generally, but those two in particular.
MySpace, is that
equivalent to cigarettes and sex, apparently. Now, I didn't know that you
as
put
addictive as cigarettes and sex.
Apparently, so there you go. And
well, of course, children shouldn't be indulging in either of those. But.
No, the study was conducted on 18 to 85-year-olds in Germany. They were given a BlackBerry device, and every 30 minutes they were told to check in with researchers to see if they'd been tempted. And it turns out they were tempted to check out their social media on the BlackBerry extremely
Well, you do
frequently.
become a bit obsessed with checking what's going on, don't you?
Totally.
You feel a bit left out.
And what's more now, right? Take a look at this headline on the Daily Mail. Internet addiction to be added to the list of serious mental disorders following alarming rise in children who cannot log off. Now, this started in Australia, and the Australian Psychological Society is submitting the classification to the International Manual.
But didn't they used to say this about computer games?
They did, in fact, and apparently this will. I think perhaps the addiction might be too strong a word.
Surely
I
it's
don't know.
better than them going out and taking drugs.
I think possibly, definitely, in fact. But you have the same headline here in Metro France. Help me out, my young people my teenagers are overconnected. Guess what? When it comes to text messages, Laura, this statistic did actually shock me. RCEP, which is one of these research foundations in France, published in Le Figaro 5 days ago. Do you know how many text messages the average French teenager sends? Have a guess.
An hour a day?
A day.
How many texts they send a day?
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to say 30.
83.
Really? Somebody's got a big
just
phone bill.
Insane. 2,500 text messages per month is the average for a teenager. Now, a lot of the time, they have these deals whereby you can only send text messages, so that might be a very, very long conversation. I don't know, but that seems like a lot.
Me, that is a lot.
It is a lot.
Talk to real people, children.
Exactly.
Well, go on.
Oh, well, basically what they're saying now in that article as well is that education needs to be rolled out for parents and indeed for children within schools as to how to manage your life online, in terms of privacy matters, in terms of perhaps limiting your the amount of time you spend teaching people how to use it. There you go.
Go outside.
It's quite simple, really, actually.
Absolutely. Well, luckily, the internet service providers have taken it upon themselves to intervene in this particular problem because they're going to start charging us more time we spend online.
It's purely altruistic. It's for the good of humanity. They want us to spend less time online. It's not about money at all, I promise you. This is on Rue 89. The end of unlimited internet, and Orange, which is formerly France Télécom here in France, the former state operator, they are basically planning to roll out a system whereby if you spend more time online, you pay more.
They need to, don't they? Because their revenues have taken a big plunge.
That's right. In particular with the likes of Skype, right? So if you have a phone, a landline, a mobile and an internet deal, and you're spending all of your time on Skype, even on your smartphone, it means that you're not using the prehistoric landline.
Of course. And things like WhatsApp as well on mobile phones.
Exactly. So what they might do now is have a basic deal if you want to access search engines and Facebook. You spend a bit more if you want YouTube. You spend a bit more again if you want to use Skype. But the thing is, what's worrying about this, Laura, is how they're going to check, because they're going to use a facility called Deep Pocket Inspection. Now, that means that a French NGO called Cosmos will be used, and essentially they're going to be scanning what you are using online. So they will be checking what websites you're using. It is very invasive, and it does have privacy concerns. And Cosmos previously helped out Bashar al-Assad. In terms of internet espionage.
Well. All right, let's move on.
Actually.
Let's move on because I want to talk about sexism.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
the front page of the Express.
Right, let's take a look at this. This came out today. Let's zoom on it. This is the front page of L'Express. These women who are ruining his life.
Well, that is a bit sexist.
This is about François Hollande. You've got Ségolène Royal. Valérie Trierweiler, you've got Martine Aubry, that's Cécile Duflot,
Housing Minister.
That's right, and Angela Merkel. Now, what a lot of people have been saying is, hold on a minute. It's not just women he has issues with. You could name several male ministers, such as Manuel Valls, his interior minister, who's getting a lot of the limelight at the moment.
We could put Jean-François Copé on there.
Absolutely.
We could put Bashar al-Assad on there.
Why just women? Why just women, right? So, in fact, it got a lot of attention online, and people started doing as they do, mocking it, saying these journalists who are
ruining
our ovaries, right? That is a wordplay on casser les couilles, which is more for the men,
yes.
right? In any case, it's a little bit rude, and it's basically saying, hey, journalists, bugger off. And actually the guy who was behind that is Christophe Barbier, who is the editor of L'Express, and he says, not at all, it's not sexist, don't be silly. But what a lot of the analysts are saying is it was to sell copy, as per usual. When they're controversial, they sell more.
Well, absolutely, and I'm sure they did. All right, another story of sexism, this time in a toilet in Australia.
All right.
Good place to end.
Here we go. This is the famous toilet. I've actually seen them a lot in Paris as well.
I've never seen one of those.
They're now international, right? And it is a toilet designed...
a stand-up thing for ladies. Oh, no.
It's a urinal. No, it's a urinal for men. Maaike van Schindel is the Dutch artist who designed it around the world. But actually, there was a big misogyny debate recently in Australia. And on the back of that, in a bar in Sydney... Ananas is the name of the bar. It's been banned because it's viewed as a bit sexist.
Is it?
Can I just show you one thing before we go? Because this is kind of interesting, right? Completely wrong. You can try this out at home. If you put it into Google Images,
what do you get?
Here's one I prepared earlier. Let's check out on the computer screen. Completely wrong. What do we get?
Mitt
Romney. Oh no. And that's because he said that he was completely wrong in the 47%. I can't actually find it there, but he said that he was completely wrong. There it is. Look.
There you go.
I was completely wrong.
We had a similar thing for George W. Bush a while ago, didn't we? I remember you typed in completely stupid or something.
These
I can't remember.
crafty people on Google Images.
Absolutely. All right, James Creedon with Media Watch. Thank you very much indeed. All right, if that's not enough for you, we've got more stuff from the internet now with our daily dose of web news.